Welcome to POC Power Investing. POC stands for People of Color, and the reason that I chose that YouTube name is because this channel is for people of color. It's for women, it's for all types of people that are usually marginalized, because investing is traditionally reserved for big companies, millionaires, people that already have money. And people like you and me, everyday people that are working 40-hour shifts plus overtime, that are working at minimum wage, we don't really hear that much about investing. And if we do, we just hear about how some big company made a lot of money. But this channel is going to be me sharing my knowledge and my experience of 1 year plus of investing to help you to break into that power system, to disrupt it from the inside, right? We live in a capitalist world, whether we like it or not. And so I want to find ways that we can climb to the top, that we can get our power back, that we can no longer just be workers and, living from paycheck to paycheck and struggling to pay the rent. But I want us to have a little bit of extra money, even possibly buy a house. And that just excites me so much. So I'm here to offer all the knowledge that I have, that I've gained in my 1 year plus, to share with you, to help you get into this tricky, long-standing tradition of investing. What even is investing? So the way I understand it is basically you're going to buy a share from a company, a little piece, and in hopes that that share will cost more in the future, that you'll be able to resell it at a higher price. Now, you have to choose your company. You have to trust in this company that they're going to do well. So for example, let's take the big ones, Apple, Amazon, that have grown so much in the last 10, 20 years. If I had invested in them, you can deduce that I'd probably have a lot of money by now. But let's think about it with a food truck example. Your best friend wants to start a food truck. They don't really have the money for it. They don't really have the money to buy the pots and pans and the truck itself. So they come to you and they ask you, hey, could you please invest in my company? Now, there's some things to consider. Do you trust your friend? Is their food delicious? And do you think that their business will be successful? If you think yes, then absolutely invest with them. Let's say you just absolutely love their food, they have great business models, and you're absolutely ready to support them. So you go ahead and you decide to help your friend out and invest with $1,000. Those $1,000 your friend's going to use to buy his truck, to buy whatever he needs. And now let's fast forward a year down the road. The food truck has taken off. It's selling like hotcakes. It's delicious. And everybody is loving them. So you're going to go back to him and say like, hey, remember those $1,000 that I invested? I could really use my investment back. And he says, good news. Well, with those $1,000, I'm making profit now. And he goes ahead and tells you that those $1,000 are now worth $2,000. Awesome. You've doubled your investment. You get back your $2,000, and that's like 100% return. Sweet. Of course, the opposite can happen. His food truck could just not take off, and really everything just goes down the drain. And those $1,000 are just kind of like a bad investment. So now they're worth $10. Ouch. You're basically at a loss, and unless he figures out a way to start another food truck company, you've basically lost your investment. Now, this is absolutely true. You could lose all of your money. Like, this is serious stuff. You could lose all your money, really. So when you're coming into investment, you have to have some disposable money that you're willing to part ways with if it's the worst case scenario. The worst case scenarios usually occur like if a company is going to go bankrupt, that's pretty bad. Or if a recession hits, or when the coronavirus hit, a lot of companies lost their money. That's some of that stuff comes unexpectedly, but some of that stuff you can see through patterns. So if, his food truck wasn't really taking off after the first day, the second day, third day, you just be like, oh, I don't know, man. I kind of want my $1,000 back. At that point, maybe he can only give you $500 back, but that's better than losing everything. I'm not saying that you're going to lose all your investment. I'm saying beware and be careful. That's why it's really important to have at least a year experience, 2 years experience before you even start putting a lot of money into investing. I'm going on into my second year, and so I want to provide you with all the tips, all the emotional turmoil that I've gone through to get to the point where I am, where I can now trade based off logic, where I can now gather information from various sources and not just trade with my emotions. And best case scenario, if you decide to invest in a company that you're pretty confident in, you could double your money, you could triple it, you could make 10 times your money. It's all about managing it, right? And it's all about looking at different factors that could basically affect this company. So you have to look at news, you have to look at political events, you have to look at many things. So overall, investing could be compared to gambling. I don't think it's like gambling, because you are making informed decisions on this company. You have to do your research, you have to do your homework. When you're deciding to put your money into something, you want it to grow, right? You want to plant your seed and you want to have benefits, so you want it to be watered every day. So it's tricky because there's so many companies to invest in. There's the top 10, right? You could invest in YouTube, you could invest in Hulu, Netflix. During the pandemic, a lot of people were investing in Amazon, right? But you could also invest in other companies, random companies that you've never heard of. You can invest in a fork making company. You can invest in a chopstick making company. You never know what the next big thing is, right? So for example, TikTok, you could get into that investment. What's coming up right now is 5G, for example. So you're going to basically put all these ideas in your head. You're going to think, what's really popular in the world right now? What looks like it has a lot of potential? Then you're going to look at the company's background. They're pretty solid. They deliver good results. They have great leadership. So you're going to go ahead and say, yes, I'm going to invest in this company. If you're thinking about investing, it's a great idea. I highly recommend it, but I want to be here with you to help you out because it's scary and it's tricky, and I don't want you losing your money. I want you gaining money. I want you to have the opportunities, the economic freedom to climb out of this hole that we've been in for so many years. I want you to buy that car. I want you to buy that house. I don't want you stressing out every day. So let's work together, okay? I'm going to tell you the best that I've learned, but I'm also going to tell you the worst. I might even cry, because this is a process. It goes up and down every day. So it's like pulling at your heartstrings, like, am I going to be able to buy that house or am I going to be in debt? It's a huge thing, but why not do it? Do it because how long has the stock market been around? How much money are these companies making? How many billionaires are out there just not working, just generating money? So this is a way to make money. You just have to be really careful when you're doing this, okay? So, please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video so that we can go on this journey together. I'll also have a video on how to use Robinhood. So please subscribe and like. Thank you so much for being here and welcome to this journey. I hope this is your first day hearing about investing, thinking about it, and go ahead and watch my next videos on how to get started. Thank you.